What's up everyone, this is FP Sticks bringing you some more Go Battle League battles here in the Ultra Premier Classic Cup, and in today's video I'm going to be running a team with HERACROSS in the lead, and then I'm going to complement that with a Alolan Muck and Walrein in the back. HERACROSS is one of those fun fighting type Pokemon that resist fighting type attacks because of that bug subtyping. Close combat is a really strong charge move, and Rock Blast does offer HERACROSS some nice coverage against fires, as well as some fire types as well to hit for super effective when you're taking super effective damage from that fire type damage being a bug type. So I actually go on a pretty nice win streak here with this team, and so let's jump right into these battles. I am definitely taking my sweet time this season climbing the ranks, being that it's in pretty much an unranked season, trying to just have some fun and battle when I get the chance to. I have the worst possible lead in this particular battle being a Crobat, because I'm technically kind of double weak to Crobat. I'm hoping that I can potentially get an energy advantage with my HERACROSS or win switch advantage right here. Because I am running Poison Jab on my Alolan Muck, I know that I'll be able to win this matchup in the 2-shield, be able to farm down and then dish out a bunch of energy to whatever comes in. My opponent had a Crobat in the lead and then had a Blaziken, so pretty spicy already. Gonna bring out the Dark Pulse here, and does about 50% damage to the Crobat there. I'm always surprised by how bulky Crobat is in Ultra League. But going to go for another Dark Pulse here and see what they want to do. I do get a shield there. Now, if they try to farm me all the way down, there's a good chance that I would have gotten to another Dark Pulse, so they do end up throwing their energy. I do have switch advantage, which means that my Walrein is going to be able to get aligned with this Crobat, but what is in the back? My HERACROSS does not have any shields, and that always gets a little bit scary. It ends up being a Charmer, so they had two very solid responses to HERACROSS, and they played this very well, knowing that Blaziken essentially had no play against HERACROSS. They just sacrificed the Blaziken, took a 2-shield advantage, and then their Sylveon's going to be able to sweep here in the end game. So really smart play by my opponent. Unfortunately, my HERACROSS just hardly had any play here. But I will throw this Icicle Spear. I was hoping that maybe they wouldn't get to a charge move, but I definitely knew that they had enough energy to throw this move. It ends up being a Dazzling Gleam, and that's pretty much going to take me out there. Well played to my opponent. So we end up losing the first battle with this team, but we keep pressing on, and we go on a really nice win streak here. Okay, not a good lead because the counters are resisted. Going to go into my Alolan Muck here because my Walrein technically is the harder counter to the Dragonite. And again, because I'm running Poison Jab and Acid Spray, this is a matchup that I feel like I can win in the 2-shield once I get their defense dropped. I end up no-shielding this Icicle Spear. If that was an Earthquake, it would have taken me out, but then I would have been able to farm all the way down with HERACROSS and threaten the Dragonite with a Rock Blast. So I do get a shield off of the Walrein, and that's good enough for me. At this point, I am pretty much in Icicle Spear range, so there's no point in shielding because they're going to have 2 moves. Gonna be able to bring in my HERACROSS, farm this down. I do sneak a counter through right there. Gonna get hit by an Icicle Spear, and then I need to be able to get to a Rock Blast against the Dragonite, but they end up giving up switch advantage. Their Dragonite is now switch locked against my Walrein, and I'm gonna throw this Icicle Spear before they even have a chance to get to a charge move and see how they want to respond. They let the Dragonite go. I know that they still have their Walrein, which is very low in health, but does have some residual energy stored. And in the back is a Snorlax. I'm looking very, very good here. I know that HERACROSS is pretty much going to be my win condition here. I could just save both shields for HERACROSS and be looking pretty good. So I'm going to no-shield all of this. HERACROSS has positive play against Snorlax and the Walrein. So the safe play is just saving my shields for my HERACROSS, and I'll be able to tap everything down with counter here. My opponent threw Superpower, but then is also staying in. I feel like they're trying to catch a move on their Walrein. But I'm able to get to another Icicle Spear here, and the game actually overtaps me by 1 Powder Snow, but I'm still able to throw this charge move And gonna swap. HERACROSS is gonna be able to farm that down. We're able to take that game with 2 shields there. Good game. HERACROSS into another Dragonite. Not great. Gonna make the same play as last time though. Gonna go into a Alolan Muck, and it's met by a Swampert. That's a very good response to the Alolan Muck. However, this Swampert is going straight for Hydro Cannon, so no need to shield this first one. If I can come out of this matchup with a shield advantage, that's looking very good for me. So they let the Dark Pulse go through, and they're going to throw another Hydro Cannon. I'm just going to let this go through and start farming with HERACROSS. Now, they let Dragonite, and then they have Swampert. They're already somewhat double weak to Walrein, so I'm getting pretty concerned that they might have a really hard answer to Walrein in the back, like a Escavalier. That would be a very common pairing, but they end up bringing in a Crobat right here. Their team is essentially triple weak to Walrein, and once I recognize that, I know that Walrein is going to be my win condition. Going to save both my shields for Walrein here, and we are looking very good. Definitely no need to shield the first Poison Fang, so I'm going to let it go through. And I'm over farming a lot here, just in case they bring out the Dragonite. I want to have a lot of energy to threaten it, because the Dragon Breath damage is going to chunk down my Walrein a lot more than the Air Slashes are from the Crobat here. So, able to land that Icicle Spear, farm it down, and there's pretty much nowhere this Dragonite can go. I have 2 Icicle Spears loaded, and we're going to be able to take this game. Alolan Muck on the safe swap is just always so powerful. Back in the day, before Poison Jab got a buff, you would run Snarl Alolan Muck, and it was really, really strong on the safe swap. But Poison Jab gives Alolan Muck more play against the fighting types, but it definitely makes it struggle more against the ground types. The Swampert's throwing Hydro Cannon right away. I know that my HERACROSS can tank that. The Mud Shots are resisted here. I'm loading up as much possible energy, and then I'm going to shield. I really want to get rid of the Swampert so my Alolan Muck doesn't have to see it. They bring in a Typhlosion, and 1 Incinerate goes through. I'm going to throw again, and another Incinerate goes through, so I need to swap into my Alolan Muck here to transfer that damage. Now, Alolan Muck does survive a Blast Burn no problem, so I'm going to no-shield this and try to farm down. My opponent actually ends up Solar Beaming me, which is resisted, but does do a big chunk of damage there. If they bring in the Swampert, I have energy for it. It's still fairly healthy. Gonna go straight for the Dark Pulse and see what they want to do. I'm wondering if this is like a double fire team. And if it's Charizard in the back, we have a decent amount of play here. But my opponent counts correctly, and they throw right on the CMP tie. Nice play. At this point, I'm just going to bring in my Walrein and start loading up, and to be honest, I was not keeping very good track of my opponent's energy, so I end up spending a shield here just to be safe. I think I was doing these battles while I was watching TV, so I was not doing a very good job of counting my opponent's energy, but in the back is their own Walrein. We have a significant energy advantage, and we are looking good here. I'm keeping track of their energy, and I'm going to try to catch a move right when they have the Earthquake. I end up catching a move, even though they ended up doing 1 more Powder Snow, and we caught the Earthquake anyways, which is pretty hilarious, but now I'm just going to be able to throw this Earthquake and then throw 1 more Icicle Spear, and that'll be able to take this game here. So, pretty smart team by my opponent. I like the team composition a lot. Swampert, and then 2 things that handle grass types in the back, being Typhlosion and Walrein. That team would definitely struggle against like Jellicent though. That'd be really tough. Really nice lead here for me. But I don't really need to swap out because Alolan Muck is actually an even better counter to the Venusaur. Now my opponent brings in a Scissor on my HERACROSS. The Bullet Punches are hitting for neutral, but Night Slash is resisted. X-Scissor is resisted. And I'm just going straight for the Rock Blast. Both Rock Blast and Close Combat hit for neutral damage. Rock Blast is not going to be enough to KO there. And I had a feeling that I would still survive this. I do want to win Switch Advantage because Alolan Muck is a much harder counter to Venusaur than Walrein is. But we have switch advantage, we have a shield advantage, we're looking good. They bring in Swampert, and I'm not able to get to a move, unfortunately, but I have alignment exactly where I need. Wall Rain goes here, and then I'm going to throw an Icicle Spear here to either burn the last shield or chip it a bunch. But we are looking good. 2 shield advantage, and we have all the hard counters aligned where we need to go. HERACROSS really having play against 2 of their Pokemon there. Technically had play against the whole team, so put in a lot of work. Both Frenzy Plant and Sludge Bomb are resisted there, and so Frenzy Plant is actually the more energy efficient move to throw there. Another Dragonite in the lead, so we're just going to swap the Alolan Muck and see what we can do. This Dragonite is running Dragon Tail instead of Dragon Breath, and they are going to chip me with a Dragon Claw before leaving, so I'm wondering what they're going to bring in now. They bring out an Infernape. Fire Spin Infernape. Holy cow, this is actually the first time I think I've ever battled against an Infernape. Now, even though my Alolan Muck is very low, I have a feeling that I can win switch advantage here. Especially since they no-shielded that Acid Spray and I sneak a Poison Jab. So I'm going to shield up this Blast Burn and then Poison Jab down and pretty easily take switch advantage there. They're probably going to bring in Dragonite to farm me down. That's what they're doing. The game is lagging. And I get to a last second charge move here. I actually end up going for Acid Spray, which was kind of dumb because they're going to swap out anyways. If I would have went for Dark Pulse there, would have done way more damage. But once again, because I won switch advantage in that secondary matchup. We have everything aligned where we need to go. I'm gonna resist all of Leafeon's moves here unless they're running Last Resort. They Solar Beam me, which does do a lot of damage. Props to them. But I know that my Wall Rain is going to be able to handle this no problem now. These Powder Snows are hitting for super effective. All I got to do is shield up this move from Leafeon. I know that it's not going to be getting to another move. Out comes the Dragonite, gonna throw an Icicle Spear here, and this game is pretty much over. I'm 1 Powder Snow away from getting to another Icicle Spear, and I can just farm down the Leafeon and take that game. Alolan Muck in the secondary matchup is so powerful in a lot of these 2 shield scenarios. Okay, very good lead for me because I resist the fast moves, and if they throw at 5 counters, which they're doing right here, I know it's either going to be a Night Slash or a Leaf Blade, both of which I resist. Now, I'm farming up a lot here. Whenever I'm in this scenario, when I'm in a really positive matchup where I can load up a lot of energy, I'm totally fine with just farming all the way down. They end up bringing in a Dragonite, and I have 2 Rock Blasts loaded. I most likely will get a shield from one of these moves. By some miracle, I deny their fast moves both times. And I do get a shield. Gonna let the Heracross go down because Wall Rain is a very hard counter to Dragonite here. In the back is a Swampert, so now I have adjusted my plan, and I know that Wall Rain is going to be aligned with the Swampert, and I can save my Alolan Muck for the Dragonite. Gonna throw this Icicle Spear, and luckily for me, I did correctly no-shield a Hydro Cannon there in the beginning. So this puts me in even a more positive position, but Earthquake will hit for a lot of neutral damage here. I end up no-shielding, thinking that they're going to bait me again, but they do go for the nuke. Nice play. I'm still able to get to an Icicle Spear here, no problem. And they let their Swampert go down. My Alolan Muck is going to be able to Poison Jab down this Dragonite, can safely shield, and then fast move down the Dragonite there. Lots of Dragonites in the lead, and simply by winning the secondary matchup and regaining switch advantage, able to come back from a lot of these games. Good game. Really nice lead for me, hitting double super effective against this Obstagoon, absolutely melting this thing. Whenever your opponent stays in like this, they either don't know their typings or they're double weak to Heracross. So again, I'm just going to stay in, farm this all the way down, and most likely preserve this Heracross in the back. So I'm going to throw 1 Rock Blast here. And then I'm going to get to another one. And because Obstagoon is out of the picture, I know that both my Alolan Muck and Wall Range should have some play against what they have in the back. So I'm going to safe swap out of there, preserve my Heracross, hoping that it's going to have play in the back end. Gonna correctly shield up a Blast Burn, which is really good for me, and my opponent concedes the match there. Who knows what they had in the back, but we were in a very positive position. Heracross into Machamp, pretty favorable here. However, Rock Slide will be hitting for neutral damage. And this is another one of those awkward situations where if I throw Rock Blast, it's going to be resisted and it's not going to KO. But if I throw Close Combat, it's going to drop my defense, and if they shield, then it makes the matchup a lot worse for me. Going to land a Rock Blast on the Togekiss, and then I'm actually going to come in with Wall Rain here to load up as much as possible to have energy to threaten the Machamp. So I'm going to throw one Icicle Spear here, and I had 2 loaded, so I'm able to throw back to back and punish the Togekiss for shielding that first one. It was essentially a wasted shield, but now I don't have any energy to threaten the Machamp. That's okay. They throw immediately. They throw on CMP, definitely just going to let the Wall Rain go down. And I do want to wait out the switch clock to make sure that our clocks are more aligned. Going to bring out the Heracross. And I'm fully committed to farming this down, shielding once, and then having a bunch of energy to dump on whatever Pokemon they have in the back. What is in the back? It ends up being an Alolan Muck, so we can double close combat this, and then our Alolan Muck is easily going to be able to take out theirs. Looking very good here. Heracross really putting in a lot of work in this game, able to throw a lot of charged moves and do a lot of damage. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you appreciate the content. Let me know what fun new Pokemon you all are trying in your Battle League this season. Let me know what league you're playing in and what teams you've been trying out. And I will catch you all in the next video.